All right, 2:03 on the Fan, and a very good Wednesday afternoon to you. Benigno and Roberts in the afternoon, 877-337-6666 is the phone number. Here to 6 o'clock, Big Mike. Francesa comes your way. Dove Kramer, Ernie Acosta on the other side of the glass. We're live from the Town Fair Tires studio. Nobody in the world, nobody, and nobody again beats Town Fair Tire. Absolutely nobody. So you never gave me what the money line was last night on the net game. And you heard what I said during the show. Now, I didn't think it would be the kind of game that it turned out to be for your Brooklyn Nets last night.
No.
But what an that has to be not only the most stunning win of the year, but the best win of the year.
It reminded me of last year they were down by 27 to the Sacramento Kings.
Right.
And the difference that night is much fewer people were watching because it was a West Coast game and it wasn't on national TV.
Right.
Last night.
By the way, good to see Ian doing the game.
Yeah,
I was very surprised.
Well, he's the Tuesday night TNT guy.
I did not know that.
That's a new gig for Ian.
With Stan Van Gundy.
That's right. That's the dream team. Ian and Stan Van Gundy.
There you go.
So they've been doing that now for a couple of weeks. But this is national television. You got the Celtic fans having to watch. Kendrick Perkins is probably watching. And that was stunning. And you know what that was? That was very good for my mental health.
Sure.
And for any Net fan out there, because I said this to you yesterday about the Knicks. I'm consistent about this. I know the Knicks aren't going anywhere, and the Nets may go to the playoffs, but they're likely to get squashed in the first round. We are fans of teams, even in bad seasons. You've said this all the time about the Jets, even the Mets in lost seasons. You still want to see them win.
Yep.
You still want to go out, put the TV on, and watch your team compete. When the Jets are 2-10, you still want to be 3-10.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, of course.
And so,
especially when you beat a team like that.
Yeah.
You're a good team. They're a solid playoff team. I guess we'll call them a contender for the East. It's certainly not out of the realm. And to win the game like they won. And the guys who were on the floor.
Yes.
I mean, Dinwiddie's not even on the floor in this game.
Kenny Atkinson decided to ride the hot hands. He's riding Chris Choiza, who never plays. No. TLC, who was tremendous in this game.
I didn't even know who he was.
Timothy Luabo Cabarro.
Well, he had some big moments in the game, Cabarro.
Oh, yeah. And Rodion's Karutz.
Yeah, well, Rodion's made the play of the game. You and I talked about it with that tie-up. To get that jump ball, which he won against Kemba Walker to set up the foul, which what a brutal foul. The foul that sent LeVert to the line for the 3 free throws.
Which I was surprised
By the way,
called.
LeVert couldn't miss a thing last night.
He was unbelievable.
Really.
Even if you don't want to fantasize about the playoffs, or you're a Net fan who doesn't even want the playoffs because you'd rather keep your first-round pick, seeing Karis LeVert play like that last night, dropping 51, he basically outscored the Celtics in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Well, the overtime, he scored every point.
Yeah, he was a man on him. He played like a superstar last night.
He reminded me with some of the moves last night of Earl Monroe. I mean, it was some of those kind of moves, those turnaround spinning jumpers,
right.
The facials type stuff he was doing. But to step up, and I agree, you said to me, and I was thinking this too, he's going to the line for the 3 free throws to send the game into overtime. With 2.2 seconds left, whatever it was. And I'm saying, man, LeVert's had an unbelievable game. He's going to miss one of these fouls.
Oh, yeah. Well, think about this. The Nets have been inconsistent at the line all year, and LeVert had missed 4 free throws that night.
Right,
so
to
hit 3 straight down 3 with 0.2 of a second to go, it doesn't take. That is the most clutch situation you can be in. You have no margin for error.
There's no margin for error.
And he went out, made all 3, and in fourth quarter and overtime last night, and ESPN tweeted this late last night, Karis LeVert outscored the Boston Celtics, literally.
That's
in
amazing.
the fourth quarter and overtime, LeVert scored 37, the Celtics scored 36.
And how about the fact that the Nets had 51? I mean, think about this: 51 points in the fourth quarter.
Oh, it was crazy.
I mean, even in today's NBA, where they score points like like water's flowing.
Right.
51 points, all-time record. For the franchise.
Stunning.
I mean, that was an I was so happy for you, and I was so ticked that I didn't bet the money line.
No, I get it.
I would have been sweating it. I got to tell you, with 5 minutes to go in the game, there's no way I thought they were winning the game.
There was
no shot.
Never a point. Maybe until overtime
It was
started.
one of those games where you never felt that. I don't care what the run they were making, because you never felt they were winning the game.
Because every time they cut it to 3 or cut it to 5 or cut it to 8, someone was hitting a back-breaking shot against them, whether it was Marcus Smart or it was Kemba Walker. Booker or Brad Wanamaker was getting to the basket.
Yep.
Or Robert Williams was slamming an offensive rebound down.
Right.
I mean, something was happening to where Boston was going to hold them off. But it was a great win last night. It's a reminder as a sports fan, no matter how your season is going, you want some of this. You want to actually feel good because the rest of the New York sports scene last night was not very well. I mean, the Rangers,
oh my God,
who need every point they can get.
Yep.
Now, they did lose to a really good team.
Well, they're the defending champions. They've also got the most points in the West right now. But even with that said, it was a tough look. They had their opportunities.
They missed Kreider, man.
They missed Kreider. And look, I know Georgiev's played well. They missed Shesterkin, too. I mean, they're 9-1 with Shesterkin.
Well,
what can you say? I mean, they haven't won a game since Kreider went down.
They haven't.
0-3.
What's going to make things so difficult is, and we've talked about this for a few weeks, A, they got to get points every night, but B, they've got a very tough schedule. 13 of their final 18 games are against teams that are currently in the postseason.
Yep.
And the Islanders aren't playing well either. Now, for them, they've got
They got whacked last night.
They sure did. They have certainly a bigger margin for error because of where they are standings-wise. But you heard Barry Trotz after the game basically saying they didn't play with enough skin on the line here, and they didn't deserve it last night. It was a scary moment where Johnny Boychuk took a skate to the face, which was very scary.
All right. Is he all right?
He's going to be okay, but it was certainly...
Yeah, that's...
awful.
Yeah, that is. You wouldn't be wanting getting one of those blades cut in your face. That's
so
for sure.
It was not a good night for the local hockey teams,
No.
and it looked like it was going to be a terrible night for the Nets. And for the Knicks, it's just a continuing saga of everything that's going on with Spike Lee and James Dolan. Which, here's what you got to tell yourself, because to both of me and you yesterday when we were talking about it, my biggest takeaway is Spike Lee started to sound like a fan for the first time,
which was great, which was good to hear.
Look, the truth is the Knicks are not the greatest with this whole PR thing. But it's really about turning this franchise around and winning basketball games. That's what it's all about. And Leon Rose is the kind of guy where we have no idea what kind of executive he's going to be, but he's being placed in a situation in which he has the assets, the ingredients to turn this thing around quickly. We mentioned the draft picks that they have, the draft capital that they have, but there's uncertainty about what kind of executive Leon Rose is going to be. Look, Brody Van Wagenen took over as the agent becoming the general manager for the Mets. And one thing we've noticed over the last couple of years is that Brody seems to like to bring in some of his former clients. We've noticed that. Is that going to be what Leon Rose does? Is that why there's a connection to Carmelo Anthony? Does that mean, hey, they're going to go after Devin Booker down the road because he represented him? I don't know. I don't know what it means. But I do know that the Knicks at least are equipped, and there have been many times throughout their history where they haven't been equipped. They are equipped with smart moves to turn this organization around, and they do have some pieces. Maybe it's not Zion Williamson or John Morant, I get that, but they do have young pieces to at least build around, specifically Mitchell Robinson and R.J. Barrett.
Those are the guys, no doubt about it. And now, as we said yesterday, seven first-round picks in the next 4 years. They got to make it count.
That's it.
They got to hit on them. Whether you win the lottery or not, you got to hit on these guys.
Because I think, and I can't speak for every Knick fan that's out there, but I think what happened yesterday is annoying to you. You don't want bad publicity about the New York Knicks and Dolan and Spike Lee. You don't want any of that kind of stuff. But really, more importantly, is you want to win.
You want to win.
That's what this whole thing is about.
You want to win. But, at some point, though, you would hope, and I guess it's never going to happen. It's too late now, but you would think Dolan would realize that this is not good. Not just is it a bad look, but it's not good for recruiting players here. And I guess I don't know if there's anybody out there, maybe Isaiah. Is there anybody out there that can get to this guy to kind of make him understand that? I don't think that person exists.
Joe, I don't disagree with you that it's not good. There's nothing good that comes out of it. But if you have the right roster and you have the right players,
you hope so.
I think that overcomes any bad PR because Spike Lee went through the wrong entrance.
Right.
Well, it's about building the right roster.
Yep.
It's about winning. It's always about winning. It's about winning with all these teams around here.
It's really only about winning when you break it all down. What else is there?
That's all that matters.
Yep.
The other thing from last night we should mention, and we'll talk to their coach a little bit later,
How about that?
Steve
520,
Peichel.
we got Steve Peichel on. How about Rutgers last night? They smoked Maryland last night.
And that was a much-needed, much-necessary victory for their resume as they try to impress the selection committee in getting to the NCAAs, but a resounding victory.
Resounding win over the number 9 team in the country and the team that's leading the Big Ten right now, which is a very good league. I mean, that's a top league.
Oh, tremendous.
The problem for Rutgers is this. They're 18-1 at home. And they're 1-11 on the road.
Right, and they
have to win all their big wins have been obviously
All of them at home.
only won one game on the road.
Right. Well, they only lost one game at home, though.
Right. That was the Michigan game.
The Michigan game. That's it.
But they need to. They got. I think Purdue is their last game coming up over the weekend.
Correct. Saturday
at West Lafayette. Mm-hmm. They got to go in there and win that game. They got to show the committee they can win a game on the road.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things for that. Number one, it would finish their conference record above 500 because they're 10-9 right now. Right. So that makes a difference.
Yep.
It's a quality victory on the road, which they haven't had a lot of. And then, of course, what they do in the conference tournament is going to matter as well in Indianapolis when they go there.
Right.
But they've had some good victories. The Seton Hall game in which they blew them out, the Penn State victory, the Illinois victory, the Maryland victory last night.
At Penn State last week.
Yes. They've had a lot of close defeats on the road, but that's not the impressive part. The impressive part is getting wins, and they certainly got one last night. Now, I don't know if that win last night is worthy of storming the court. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah.
Really?
Of course.
Okay. All right.
You beat the number 9 team, the top team in your league. It's also the last home game of the year.
All right.
So I think you got to factor that in.
Can Seton Hall storm the court tonight at the Rock? Is that okay with you?
That's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's winning the Big East regular season.
Yes, I think it's okay. I mean, it's winning the Big East. It's senior night at Seton Hall as well. This is it for Miles Powell.
Oh, yeah, emotional night.
You beat Villanova twice. You know, I mean, look, here's my feeling. If they win this game tonight, which means they win the Big East outright in the regular season, I don't care what they do in the tournament. They have assured themselves that they're getting a high seed in the NCAA.
Yeah, but they can enhance it by making a run in the tournament.
But they put themselves in a position that they're going to be no worse than I would think a 3 seed.
No doubt.
No worse.
And there are many reasons why tonight's important because you don't want to go into your weekend game on Saturday playing for sole possession. Creighton on the road for sole possession of the regular season title in the Big East. Get it done tonight. I don't know. I'm not trying to pick on Rutgers or pick on Seton Hall tonight. I guess in my brain, storming the court is a very special, sacred thing and shouldn't happen after any big victory.
I have no issue with it last night. It was a big win over Maryland. It was the last home game of the year, too. I think you got to factor that in.
All right.
You know, they're not going to see.
I'm too tough
they're
of
not
a
going to
grader.
see them again at the rack this year, no matter how far they go. So it's a college thing. I have no problem.
All right, lot to get to today. We'll talk some Mets. We'll talk some Yankees as well.
Kendrick Perkins as well. Now.
Kendrick Perkins will join us at 4 o'clock.
To Kendrick.
Yeah, I love
to get all over him after this net win last night.
You betcha.
Oh my! And not only that, he get over him with the Knicks beating his Rockets.
That's right.
So we got a double dip here for Kendrick.
That's right. He loves the small ball Rockets.
Oh my God! We'll ask him what he thinks about Dolan.
And the Knicks bullied him the other night. A lot of baseball stuff to get to as well. But Ingo and Roberts, we're here in the afternoon. The toll-free number is 877-337-6666, and we're here till 6.